Hello and welcome back. My name is Juditha, and on this channel, we talk about all things mindset. We talk about your goals, we talk about your dreams, your fears. We talk about all that mindset stuff that goes on when you're trying to create your dream life. So let's just get right into today's topic. Today, the question I want to be able to answer for you at the end of this video is, can life really be that easy? Like, can things really be easy for you? Can you actually create the life that you want without things feeling so hard all the time? And then I'm going to convince you of why you should think of it in the way that I think about it. Okay. So the first thing I want to say is, this is a question that I ask myself all the time, because even though I have these core beliefs, like I definitely believe that, your life is as hard as you make it. It's also a fact that things come up that you don't expect. It's also a fact that not everything is going to work out in the way that you thought it would. Like, all these things happen, and sometimes I ask myself, like, can life really be that easy? As easy as I believe it to be. And even though, like, the life that I am living, I am going about creating, the goals and the things that I want. I'm creating it in a way that I think is easy, in the way that I feel like is the least resistance to getting to where I want to be. I still have those questions, and I know you still have those questions too, especially if where you're standing isn't where you want to be. So, can life really be that easy? Like, can you really get to your goals without having to struggle so much? And if you are in the middle of struggling, if that's what your life looks like now, if you're in survival, if you're struggling, how can you get to that point where it feels easier? To me, what it means for life to be easy is basically when you're able to take the path of least resistance. It's just an inner perspective. The path of least resistance is you just basically being able to continually focus your attention in the direction of the things that serve you, right? So when things don't work out your way, when things don't happen on the timeline that you think it's going to work out on, the path of least resistance would be you not being so hard on yourself, right? Because the harder part, the part of more resistance, would be you beating yourself up for not being where you want to be. It'll be you feeling as if you should be somewhere else, and sitting in those negative emotions. Like, that is not the path of least resistance. Anything that causes you to feel negative emotion is usually not the path of least resistance. Wherever you are, whatever your struggle might look like, whatever it is you're trying to get out of, whatever goals you have, the path of least resistance is the path that will take you there without you having to put up such a fight. Like, internally, you will still go through things. Like, you will still have fear, you will still have self-doubt, you will still have those emotions, because you're human. And at the end of the day, your emotions are there to serve you as well, the negative ones and the positive ones, especially the negative ones, though, because they tell you when something needs to be changed. They tell you when you need to reflect on something. They tell you when you've been triggered. Like, your negative emotions are going to be your biggest indicator of whether or not you're on the path of least resistance or more resistance. I'm not saying that the path of least resistance means you'll never come up against something, and you might, never have a moment where you feel like, damn, why is this happening to me? How you find the path of least resistance when you are in that place is by choosing what you want to focus on in that moment. So, for example, if you're struggling with something, you get to choose, like, to be a victim of the struggle, or you get to choose to see how this struggle is just one other thing that you can get past. Because think about it, anything that you've been through in your life, if you're here, that means you made it. You made it past that point. Regardless of how you feel about it, you are here today. So you know, just by the evidence of your own life, that nothing lasts forever, and that whatever it is you're going through, eventually you will get to the top of the mountain again. Like, it will not last forever. And you are able to take the path of least resistance when you focus more on the fact that this moment won't last forever, rather than focusing on the fact that you are here, rather than dwelling in the fact that you are somewhere where you don't want to be, and rather than, also just becoming a victim of the circumstance, which is a big no-no. You cannot become a victim of the choices that you made for your life. Like, you made those choices. Everything that you've decided up to this point is the reason that you're here right now. And if you're an adult, if you're over 18, you can't blame anybody but yourself. You can't blame your parents, you can't blame the world, you can't blame society. There's no one to blame for where you are except you. Like, no one else has responsibility over what happens next but you. So how do you make it easy? How do you make your life feel easier? How do you make it feel like things can really be that simple and you don't have to hustle and you don't have to work tirelessly and you still can have all the things you want? Well, the first thing that you want to pay attention to is your perspective. That's like the number one thing that'll make your life feel easy or hard, right? Because you get to choose how you see everything that happens to you. So that means that in every moment, everything that happens, whether you consider it to be good or bad, you always have the choice to choose the perspective, to choose the lens in which you view the things that are happening to you. So if right now you feel as if you just aren't where you want to be, if you feel behind, if you feel like things aren't happening as fast as they should, then you need to change your perspective. Instead of thinking about how things aren't happening as fast as they should, think about how maybe it's happening right on time. Like maybe the perspective that you can have instead is, I'm being prepared for everything that I've asked for. Like me, for example, I know like the dreams that I have. I know the things that I wish to see like come true in this lifetime. And it's a lot. Like it's a lot. I know all the things I want. So I try to tell myself that of course it's going to take time. Like of course I'm going to be facing these challenges. Of course I'm going to go through these moments where I doubt myself. Of course I'm going to go through these moments where I feel self-conscious and I'm questioning what I'm saying, because the way that I imagine my life to be years from now, I have to be the type of person who can withstand all these things. Like I have to be the type of person who, even if I question myself, I know how to manage my mind enough to get over it. I have to be the type of person who isn't so self-conscious, because the way how I want to be seen and viewed and the way how I want to explore the world, like I literally want to travel the world and I want to speak to women all over the world. And I can't do that if I'm always being self-conscious about how I look, about what I say, about, just about anything about me, because it's not about me. So I understand that when I go through all these things, these are just little tests. Like these are just little challenges that the universe has given to me, right? And every time I pass one, the universe is like, okay, she's ready for more. But just imagine if every time you're given a test, a little test, you quit. Imagine if you give up. Imagine if you actually believe that voice in your head that's telling you you can't do it, or that you don't have enough, or that there's just no solution, or that, this is just life. You can't do anything about it. If you believe those things, if you believe the thoughts that you're feeding yourself that don't actually help you, then the universe is 100% not going to take you where you want to be right now, because there are levels to this shit, okay? There are levels to your growth. And with each level, a new challenge is unlocked, right? And you get to choose how you see those challenges. Like, is this something that is preparing me for something bigger that I asked for? Because I can tell you right now, 9 times out of 10, that's exactly what it is. Everything that you're going through, you have been asking for so much. Like you have prayed for so much. You have dreamed of so much. And the challenges that you're going through, it's just preparation. It's just that character development stage that we all have to go through. So in every moment, choose the perspective that serves you. Choose the one that is going to make you feel better. I don't care if it's delusional. Choose the one that actually serves you in this moment. Like I literally do not care how crazy you might look to anybody else. You have to be willing to see things in a way that nobody sees it, especially when it comes to your life. Like it's your life. No one can tell you how to go about it. No one can tell you how to perceive the things that are happening to you. But if you don't decide how you want to feel about it, if you don't decide how you want to perceive everything that you're going through, everything that's happening in this moment right now, then the world is going to decide for you, right? Your family is going to decide for you. The things that you see happen to other people are going to decide for you. So you have to have that self-awareness to say, hey, I asked for these things. Like I asked to become this type of person. I asked to live this type of life. I asked to be in this career. So of course I'm going to face these challenges. How can I be resilient if there's nothing to be resilient about? How can I be fearless if there's nothing to be fearless for? Like you have to ask yourself, because it makes sense to me. Like that is the only way you grow. The only way you grow is by being thrown into that experience of the thing you want more of. Because once you can overcome it, once you can see that it's actually not that scary, once you can see that I can actually be afraid and I can still do it. I can actually doubt myself and still try. Once you prove that to yourself over and over and over, eventually you unlock new levels. not just internally, but externally as well. Because when you grow on the inside, the outside literally has no choice but to adjust to that. That is the law of attraction. The law of attraction says that that which is like in itself is drawn. So the energy that you are releasing into this world is the same energy that is coming back to you. And that is something that I live by. The second thing you can do to make your life feel easier is to be content with exactly where you are. Be content with exactly what you have. Like, you can absolutely have big dreams. You can absolutely have big goals. You can absolutely wish to have more than what you have now. You can wish for the house, you can wish for the car, the clothes. You can wish for all those things and you can have those things. But you also need to be able to be okay with where you are now, just simply off the fact that you know that where you are is not where you always be, because your success is inevitable if you never give up. If you continue to learn, to grow, to try things, to experience, to adjust, evaluate, like if you continue to do that, it is inevitable that you will end up exactly where you want to be. So you have to use that thought to drive you, not to make you feel bad. You have to use it to make you feel good about where you are, even if you don't have everything that you want. Like, that is one of the main things I know I had to do, because there's still so many things that I want to do. There's still so much that I want to accomplish. But even though there's still so much more that I want, I am okay with where I am. Like, I have mastered the art of just being content with exactly what I have. I have mastered the art of being grateful for exactly what I have right now, because I'm like so excited, because I know this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning of everything that I know I'm going to create. Quitting is not an option. And when quitting is not an option, when you know that your success is inevitable, like, you just don't have time to worry, to be sad, to stress about what is happening right now, because this is just step one. This is just level one of your life, and you have so much more to go. Like, this is how I think about my life. And another thing is, when you think about anyone who is successful to you in your eyes, anyone who's living the life that you would love to create, that person started somewhere, and more than likely it was with $0. More than likely it was with no support. More than likely it was with fear, with doubt, with uncertainty. Like, everyone starts somewhere, and you just have to be very mindful that you're not comparing where you are mentally or physically to where someone else is who have already gone through the phases that you are just now starting. Like, you're in the beginning, they've already gone through that phase, and surprise, surprise, the certainty, the doubt, all those emotions, they don't go away just because you've leveled up. Like, you still are going to have to face those feelings. So that's why you have to learn right now how to be happy before the manifestation comes, how to be happy before all the goals are accomplished, before you own and have all the things that you want. Like, be happy right now. That is a choice. It's 100% a choice. You don't need more money. You don't need more of this. You don't need another, like, you don't need anything outside of you, regardless of how it feels. You don't really need it. Now, does it help? Absolutely. Like, of course, if you can change things about your external environment that will make you feel a little bit better about where you are, then do it. Like, let's say maybe you need to stop hanging around certain people because those people don't make you feel good. Stop hanging around them. Let's say maybe you feel better when you can treat yourself to, like, getting your nails done once a month, getting your hair done. Like, you can still do things in the external world to help amplify the work you're doing internally, but just don't make it be the main thing. Like, don't make your happiness be determined by things that are outside of you, because that's when you start to lose it. Like, that's when it becomes hard for life to feel easy. Because if you're waiting for something to happen outside of you, then your happiness will never come from within you. It'll always be dictated by things that are going on outside of you. The third thing, and this kind of goes along with being content with where you are, is to be grateful for the little things. Like, when I say the little things, I mean the little things. Like, if you can step outside and you can feel the breeze and it feels good, like, I want you to really sit in that moment and be grateful for it. If you can walk, I want you to be grateful for it. If you have a house that you can sleep in, if you have a bed that can keep you warm at night, I want you to be grateful. Like, find the smallest things in your life to be grateful for, because that will transform your mindset more than you can probably imagine. Okay, like, you probably wouldn't even think that you just being grateful for the little things will help you. But I promise you, like, the way your mind works is that how you do anything is how you do everything. So how you feel about the little things is how you will eventually feel about the bigger things. And just that feeling of gratitude in itself is magnetic, okay? Because we are all energy. We are all vibrating at different frequencies. And the higher the frequency you are, that's where happiness is. That's where love is. That's where gratitude is. And the lower frequencies, of course, are going to be jealousy, hate, all those negative emotions, right? So, whatever it is, wherever your frequency is, that is where you're attracting. Okay, so the more you're able to be grateful for the little things, you raise your vibration higher and higher. And when your vibration rises, the things you attract become a match to that. Okay. So just go ahead and find little things in your life that you can be grateful for right now. Every day wake up, every day when you wake up, you can be grateful for that. If you have family around you that loves you, you can be grateful for that. Like just find things that you can be grateful for right now. You can even be grateful for the fact that you have the power within you to completely change your life whenever you want. Like you can change your identity whenever you want. It's not the easiest thing to do, but it is simple. You can make the simple decision to change, and you always have that power within you to do it. So you can be grateful for that. You can be grateful for the higher power that's always working with you, never against you. Okay, you can be grateful for that. You can be grateful if you have the support of family, if you have the support of friends, be grateful for that. Like whatever it is, find the small things, because when you can be grateful for the small things, the universe is like, oh, okay, let me give her more to be grateful for. Let me give them more that they can be thankful for, that they can be happy for, because whatever it is you're putting out is exactly what you're going to get back. The fourth thing that can make life a little bit easier is your belief system. And this is honestly probably the one of the most important things, like right after your perspective, is your belief system. Because whatever you believe to be true about you, whatever you believe to be true about the world around you, like that is exactly what you'll continue to see. Okay? And what I notice is that the reason why it's hard for me to believe that life can be that easy, the reason why it's hard for you to believe that life can be that easy is because this society, like no one in this society has ever said that. Like some of the most known sayings of this world is money doesn't grow on trees, is that you have to hustle hard, you have to work hard. It's just very much dominated by hard work, and you don't make it to the top by not having sleepless nights, by doing all these things that keep you in this survival mode. Like this world does not do a good job of telling us how easy life can be. This world does not do a good job of showing us how easy it is to create our reality just by changing our thoughts. Because when you shift your thoughts, you shift your beliefs. And trust me when I say, whatever you believe in, you will create your life around those beliefs. So if you believe that it's hard for you to make money, if you believe that it's hard for you to find a good job, if you believe that it's hard for you to find support, if you believe in those things, then your actions on a subconscious level will follow that, because your brain is always going to give you evidence for exactly what you believe in. It's that same type of feeling you get when you start to think about a car. Like when you say, oh, I want this car, and then before you spoke about that car, you didn't see it, but now after you speak about this car and you looked at it, now you see it everywhere. Now it's everywhere. You go to the drive-thru, it's there. You're driving in traffic, is there. Like you start seeing the same car over and over and over. It's because you now have a belief that, oh, this is a car that I want. This is a car that I love. And because it's come into your attention, to your focus, your brain, your mind is going to work with you to continue to bring you the evidence of what you believe. So that's exactly how it works when it comes to your problems. If you keep believing that there's always a problem, if you say things to yourself like, if it's not one thing, it's another, then trust me, it will always be another thing, okay? Because your mind will have no choice but to give you evidence for exactly what you believe in, okay? Now, you do have control. You have control. But if you're not aware of it, if you're not self-aware enough to differentiate between the thoughts that are serving you and the thoughts that aren't, then you will continue to perpetuate these statements to yourself. And then guess what? You will continue to create the life that is a result of the things that you have been thinking and the things that you have been believing. Okay, so your belief system is a big deal. And I always say this, but you can choose beliefs that serve you. And you don't even have to believe in all the things that I believe in. You do not have to, because all the things that I believe in have helped me. They've helped me become stress free. They've helped me believe in the power that I have to create the life I want. They've helped me make it this far. They've helped me have the courage to get on YouTube, to get on podcasts, to be on Instagram, to use my voice to do the exact thing that I know I've always wanted to do. Like, my beliefs have gotten me here, right? But I had to pick and choose beliefs that serve me. So even as I'm talking, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Okay, whatever books you read, if you are religious, like whatever the case may be, you get to take what resonates with you, what you think is going to help you, and then you get to leave the rest. So whatever goals you have, start to build beliefs that support those goals. Like, if you have goals of owning your own business, maybe right now where you are financially and physically, you can't even see how the hell you're going to do it. So the first thing that you need to believe is there's a solution. Like, there's a solution for this. There is a way that I can do this. I don't see it now, but eventually I will. And then you just have to say that to yourself every day if you have to. Every time you doubt in your own ability to get from where you are to where you want to be, you have to remind yourself, okay, a belief is just a thought that you think over and over and over. So the more you think this thought that I know I can do this, I know there's a way, I know I can find a way, eventually that's going to become your belief system. And when you believe that there is nothing that's stopping you, there's nothing that's holding you back, there is no life circumstance that's really, really stopping you, when you believe that, then your actions will 100% align with that. You'll start to come across solutions that were always there. You just didn't have the mindset to see them. You just didn't have the perspective to be able to shift your attention and see that, damn, this answer has been staring me right in the face this whole time. Okay, so this is how your belief system is either working with you or against you. Now, I want to ask you one more time. Can life really be that easy? My answer is yes. It absolutely can be that easy. It's just up to you to make it easy. That's all. That's the simple answer. Your life can be easy if you choose to make it easy. It doesn't matter what you're going through. It doesn't matter how down and out you feel right now. It doesn't matter if you can't find a job. It doesn't matter if you feel lost in your career. It just doesn't matter. There is a path of least resistance that you can take. And the first step to getting there is to first believe that there is a path of least resistance. And also to just believe that your journey to success, whatever success looks like to you, you have to believe that there is an easy path. There is one where you don't stress. There is one where you love yourself, not hate yourself. Yeah, the doubt comes up, but you don't let that mean anything about you. There's one where you get to decide what happens next, and you also get to believe that the universe is always working with you and never against you. Okay, so that is how you make your life easier. You simply choose. You choose that it will be. You choose that you will change your perspective, your mindset, your belief system to align with a life that comes with ease, and not one that comes with struggle, with strife, with doubt, with fear. Like, you get to decide, okay? In every moment, even now, even where you are, even if you feel like there's no way out, trust me when I say you have a choice and you can make your life feel easier, okay? Now, that is it for today. I hope that you bloomed because I know I did, and I will see you guys on the next video.